Gary Payton II is returning to the Golden State Warriors. Overnight, the Golden State Warriors traded for Gary Payton II in exchange for 5 second-round draft picks. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about that and also be talking about the most recent game the Golden State Warriors played with the Portland Trail Blazers, where Gary Payton II was playing, and also why they actually lost that game. So we got a lot in today's video, so make sure you like this video, and if you want more Golden State Warriors content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. And if you don't have NBA League Pass but want to watch Golden State Warriors games for less than a cup of coffee, don't forget to join my Patreon, where you can watch every Golden State Warriors game anytime, anywhere. So like I mentioned, let's first talk about Gary Payton II returning to the Golden State Warriors. So the trade was 5 second-round draft picks for Gary Payton II in a quick exchange, and I think this is honestly fantastic, guys. Having him and now Donte DiVincenzo running off that bench, it's going to be something scary, and I do think it is going to help this team tremendously, especially since Steph Curry is out. But something that has definitely been missing from this team is that second unit to really provide a lot, and I think having Gary Payton II also in addition to JaMychal Green and Donte DiVincenzo is going to be absolutely insane. So excited, and congratulations to Gary Payton II coming back. But in the most recent game, the Golden State Warriors actually faced off against Gary Payton II and the Portland Trail Blazers. So let's get into some of the reasons why the Golden State Warriors actually lost that game. The first is that the Golden State Warriors couldn't stop Damian Lillard. Now, as you all know, Damian Lillard is an all-star caliber player, and it is hard to stop someone of that caliber. However, I do think that the Golden State Warriors could have done a better job, because Damian Lillard in this game actually dropped 33 points, had 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. So he absolutely balled out, and congratulations to him, but I do think that the Golden State Warriors could have done a better job in stopping him, especially when it came to pick and roll situations. They definitely had Andrew Wiggins, who was the right guy to stay in front of Damian Lillard. However, where I saw a big problem, especially if you rewatch the game, is that on pick and rolls, you would actually have Damian Lillard switch on to maybe a big man, whether it was Kevon Looney or even someone like JaMychal Green, and that's what the Portland Trail Blazers wanted. They wanted that mismatch, and they wanted Damian Lillard to maybe take him to the hole or maybe pull up for the three due to the fact that he had a slower defender on him. I really do think that the Golden State Warriors shouldn't have switched on these pick and rolls, because it really caused a lot of problems, and it got Damian Lillard to get hot in a hurry and also find his teammates as well. Like I mentioned, he did have 11 assists in this game, and off pick and rolls, if he was, doubled or anything like that, he was able to pass it out, get an assist very, very easily, and I do think that really did hurt the Golden State Warriors be able to control the defense. So I think that's something that's very important to see from that. On top of that, Damian Lillard, he is a small guy, and yes, he may be able to get a couple of rebounds, but for the Golden State Warriors to let him have 10 rebounds, I honestly do think that the Warriors should have done a better job at stopping that from happening. Whether it's assists, whether it's rebounds or points, you really should slow down Damian Lillard in all facets, because whether it's Lillard or whether it's someone of an all-star caliber, those are the types of things that will get him going in a hurry. If he gets a couple assists, Damian Lillard would start feeling it and start heading towards points. If he got a couple of rebounds, and he may start dishing out more assists. So that's something you really have to take into consideration when it comes to these all-star caliber players, and that's something you see also with Golden State Warriors star players such as Clay, Poole, Steph, the list does go on. Once they get going in one field, they can definitely get going in the others, and that's something that they need to slow down from Damian Lillard in that game. I think Andrew Wiggins did a good job, but I do think where they really did suffer was definitely those pick and roll situations where they did get a switch, and JaMychal Green or maybe Kevon Looney would be switched onto them, and then it's pretty much barbecue chicken for Lillard. So I honestly do think, respect to Damian Lillard, but Golden State Warriors should have definitely locked that down very early and should try to have kept him under 25 points if possible, or even under 30, because once he got going, it was really hard to stop, and if you did end up doubling him, he was able to find the open man every single time. So Damian Lillard did punish us in this game, and I do think he did a fantastic job, so you got to give credit where credit is due. The second is the Golden State Warriors needed to shoot the ball more effectively. Now, I think there's something surprising to say about a team like the Golden State Warriors, but their efficiency out there was actually really poor. If you look at the Golden State Warriors and especially their numbers, they actually shot 97 field goal attempts throughout that whole game against the Portland Trail Blazers, while the Portland Trail Blazers only shot 78. However, when it came to Golden State Warriors, they made 46 field field goals and Portland made 43. So as you guys see, there is a huge discrepancy between the two. So Golden State Warriors shot 30 more shots, however only made an extra 3 when it came to field goal attempts, and that's one of the reasons why Warriors actually shot 47.4% from the field, while Portland Trailblazers shot 55% from the field from their side. So I do think this was honestly something they really do need to work on. Do not get me wrong, Golden State Warriors are a fast-paced team, and that is great to see. However, I do think when it comes to the Golden State Warriors, they definitely need to get a lot more shots up, but do it at a very effective rate. There's no use of chucking up shots that are gonna miss anyway, and I do think there were at times where they did take a bit of a questionable look that there was a better option there. So, you know, those things do come into play. Now, they did have some good percentages, some others didn't really. Klay Thompson went 12 from 28 from the field, which is not too bad. Jordan Poole also went 13 from 25. Andrew Wiggins went 7 from 14, which was pretty good. So there were a lot of shots going up, but not a lot of them were falling. So the fact that there was only a 3 field goal difference between the two teams, yet Golden State Warriors shot an extra 30 roughly shots, I do think Warriors definitely need to work on their shooting efficiency, especially with someone like Stephen Curry not there. Obviously, Steph really does provide a lot, and he does take a lot of the scoring load. However, when it comes to this, you know, injuries do happen, and they need to make the most of it, especially during this time. The Warriors currently find themselves in that spot where they're hovering between, you know, 9th all the way to 7th place by wins and losses, and I do think, you know, 1 or 2 losses in a row or a losing streak can definitely hurt their chances of making it into the playoffs. So although they did lose this one, they need to definitely come back from this, and shooting efficiency is something that they need to work on, especially with someone like Steph Curry not there. It is hard to shoot a lot of shots and make them very consistently throughout the whole game. Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole have definitely had taken that burden on them, and they're not really used to it just yet. Hopefully over the next couple games they will be able to adapt to it, as Stephen Curry is going to be out for some time, and I do think they will be able to do that if they get their effective field goal percentage up by a lot. The third is the Golden State Warriors got too much into foul trouble. Now, as you guys see, if we look at the Golden State Warriors and especially their personal fouls, Draymond Green had 3 fouls at the end of the game, Kevon Looney had 4, Wiggins had 5, Thompson had 3, and also Poole had 2, and also Ty Jerome had 3 on top of that, with JaMychal and Kuminga having both 2 as well. So they had a lot of personal fouls, and it actually sent the Portland Trailblazers to the line significantly more. If we look at the difference between the two, the Warriors actually went to the line only 10 times, and they actually made 9 from 10, so they went 90% from the free throw line, which is pretty good to see. However, Portland Trailblazers, on the other hand, went to the free throw line 32 times. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 32, pretty much 3 times Golden State Warriors. And they basically got 30 points just off the free throw line. And they also went 31 from 32, which means they had a free throw percentage of 96.9%, which was honestly insane. Like I always mention, you got to give credit where credit is due, and they shot very well from the free throw line, going 31 from 32. So you got to really do respect that. But as you guys see, the Golden State Warriors got in foul trouble, and they did give a lot of points from the free throw line, and that's something they definitely need to change about. For them to also go only 10 shots on the free throw line compared to the Portland Trailblazers 30, it definitely does show that the Golden State Warriors need to try to attract more fouls, or definitely get to the ring more effectively than just settling for the 3 ball or passing it out every single time. There were a lot of times where Draymond Green was, you know, had kind of a lane to the ring, but he would decide to pass it out for the 3 ball, and yes, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But the fact that Portland were able to get 30 points from the free throw line is honestly insane. And if we look in even deeper, guys, Damian Lillard actually went 16 from 16 from the free throw line, which was honestly insane as well. So Lillard did a great job, and obviously guarding, you know, one of the best players out right now, which is Damian Lillard, it is hard to stop him, but to send him to the line 16 times, or basically have him potentially hit 16 points from there, it definitely is something that needs to change. There were a lot of times where there were switches, or, you know, when they would actually defend the interior defense, they would just end up fouling, and that caused a lot of problems. That's something that the Golden State Warriors definitely need to work on when it comes to their interior defense. You know, you got Wiggins in there, you got Kevon Looney, and also Draymond Green, and maybe off the bench you got Kuminga, Green as well. But I do think it is something they need to focus on, because they're giving up way too much points from the free throw line, and it definitely did show. And if we look at our side of things, or the Golden State Warriors side of things, if you look at the free throws only being 10 attempts, it does show that we aren't really that aggressive when it comes to attacking the ring, and that's something that they could definitely work on, not only from the defensive side of things of letting up free throws, but also getting more free throws as time has gone on. The Portland Trailblazers do attract a lot of fouls here and there, and you know, when it comes to their defense, they don't have an insane amount of crazy defense. So I do think Golden State Warriors could have definitely tried to get to the line a lot more and could have knocked it down from there. The fourth is that the Golden State Warriors definitely needed more scoring from Kevon Looney and Draymond Green. Now, the reason why I bring those two up specifically, I will be focusing more on the starting lineup, but also the role players as well. But Kevon Looney and Draymond Green only had 9 points combined. With that, you had Wiggins, Klay, and Poole. Wiggins had 18, Klay Thompson had 31, and Jordan Poole had 38. And yes, that does sound great. However, when it comes to actually playing basketball like that, you definitely saw the way Portland Trailblazers actually defended this Golden State Warriors lineup. They really just left Kevon Looney and Draymond open if it was outside the paint. If they were inside the paint, then they would defend them, but anywhere else after that, they would basically sag off and just focus on Wiggins, Thompson, and Poole. And that really did affect the way that they were able to get shots. That's why you see Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole have really struggling type of field goal percentages, because they were getting tougher shots, as Kevon Looney and Draymond Green weren't really too much of a threat, so they were able to help out, maybe double team here and there.